Welcome inside the Paco Arena in Manila for the final day of the UAAP Season 88 Boys Volleyball Tournament. On your screens is Manfred Rosete of the UPIS Fighting Maroons. On the other side, Ranedel de Ocampo of the Ateneo Blue Eagles will be looking to lead their team to win number one this tournament. The final game of round one between two neighboring teams in Katipunan looking for win number one. Ateneo versus UPIS. Again, good afternoon from the Paco Arena in Manila. Migs Flores bringing you the game here on the Pilipinas Live app. Again, a big game for both teams. Not necessarily in the standings. Both teams well out of the Final Four picture. But for both teams, win number one represent progress. Represent that they're going the correct direction, as you can see in our standings. UPIS and Ateneo and on the bottom, both 0-6. But today, that sweet win number one will be for the taking for either one of them. NUNS undefeated, followed by the FEU Diliman Baby Tamaraws. The top two teams after round one. Then we have UE and UST. Interesting race to the Final Four shaping up on the top of the standings. But for us today, the order of business is who will go back to Katipunan with some semblance of progress. There you see on your screens is Justine Jimenez, Prince Jimenez, the opposite spiker of UPIS Fighting Maroons in his first year with UPIS, trying to change the fortunes of the Fighting Maroons. On the other side, Ethan Rivera, the leading scorer of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. One of the few Blue Eagles who learned volleyball well before they were recruited by Coach Babes Castillo. So interesting battle we have up in store for you. Ateneo versus UPIS. When we return, we'll have the starters for this match.
Number 6, Marcus Bamba. Middle blocker number 15, Julio Pina. Opposite hitter number 20, Prince Jimenez. Middle blocker number 14 and the team captain, Manfred Rosete. Their starting libero number 9, Joven Mendoza. And the head coach of the Junior Fighting Maroons, Mr. Hans Chuacuco. It's the Blue Eagles versus the Junior Fighting Maroons. This is the UAAP High School Volleyball. Strength in motion, hope in action. Best of luck to both teams.
Blue Eagles are going with Macasero, Rivera, Garcia, De Ocampo, Castillo, and Avendano with Avila at libero. Usual starting six for Ateneo. Meanwhile, on the other side, Husayan, Pina, Bamba, Jimenez, Rosete, and that's Marcus Bamba, the outside spiker for UPIS. Also the usual starters for the Fighting Maroons. Welcome to set number one, UPIS versus Ateneo. Two teams again at 0-6, looking for that elusive win number one. It'll be Antonio Miguel Avendano serving for Ateneo. Mendoza on the reception. They go to the outside. Husayan couldn't convert. On the other side, Rivera popped up. Husaya on the tip. And it'll be Ateneo drawing first blood. Avendano will continue to serve here for the Blue Eagles. A middle blocker for Ateneo. Serves straight into the net. It'll be an interesting battle here between two teams who are again hungry for win number one. Coach Hans Chuacuco has been very realistic, as well as Coach Babes Castillo, about the status of their team compared to the rest of the field. The set to Husayan. He swings out. Blue Eagles will have Lucas Garcia, their captain and setter, at the serve. Targeting the UPIS libero, and that will be an ace. Lucas Garcia will give Ateneo a 2-point lead. A rainy afternoon here in Manila. The sound of rain on the Paco Arena roof, the backdrop to this very dramatic matchup. Some error that time from Lucas Garcia. Now Julio Pinga up to serve. The set to the middle. Macacero couldn't convert. And that time, Ranidel De Ocampo with the block. Now you heard that right, Ranidel De Ocampo, the son of Ranidel De Ocampo, the Gilas legend, former PBA player who's here in attendance today, somewhere around here in the Paco Arena. Now it's Ethan Rivera up to serve. Bamba will have to bump it up. Husayan with a tip. It works. Justin Husayan just guiding that ball down the line and catching Ateneo off guard. Now it's Justin Husayan up to serve. Shank pass out of system. Castillo couldn't convert. On the other side, Marco Bamba. Oh, excuse me, that was Prince Jimenez pushing that one through. Tied at 4. Sayan will serve just out. Point goes to Ateneo. Last season, UPIS finished the season at 0-14. Ateneo, 2-12. Those 2 wins both came against UPIS, so we're hoping to have similar fortunes here in season 88. But a big conversion by Manfred Rosete, keeping it tied at 5. Now here's Prince Jimenez. The setup, that tip, dug up as Rosete looks like his hit didn't cross or didn't hit any Ateneo blocker, so it'll be an error. Now it'll be Ranidel De Ocampo up to serve. Again, targeting the UP libero Mendoza. It's going to be a chance ball. To the outside, Castillo picked up. Here's Bamba. Ooh, babied that roll hit. Marco Bamba the hitter, Marcus Bamba the setter here. 2 brothers for UPIS. Now it's De Ocampo who will serve again for Ateneo. Better pass this time. As Bamba though swings wide. Blue Eagles ahead early by 3 points, 8-5. Targeting Husayan this time. Back row hit. Just hits the line for Prince Jimenez. The Fighting Maroons able to respond to that Ateneo run. Still down by 2. Here's Rosete. Sharp serve picked up to the middle. Great play from the Blue Eagles. That's Antonio Avendano converting on the power tip. Now up to serve is Xavier Castillo. Good serve from Castillo. And that's going to be an error. Marcus Bamba, audacious set, trying to get Julio Pinga a touch, but the setter in the middle didn't have good connection in that sequence. So 4-point lead Ateneo. Castillo, another big jump serve. This time it catches the corner. Second ace of the set for Ateneo, and Coach Hans Chuacuco has to call timeout. Well, welcome back here, Ateneo, carving out an early lead against UPIS, 11-6. That time, Castillo almost got another ace, as that tip for Bamba just crosses, and Rivera with an error for Ateneo. Ethan Rivera hitting straight into the net. Now here's Marcus Bamba. Great pass, Rivera, pinabawi. He's dug up. Marco Bamba sends it over. Ateneo to the back row. Castillo short on the hit. This will be a battle of errors in that trying to limit the mistakes for two teams who are very prone to giving away free points. Here's Marcus Bamba up to serve. And Bamba with an ace. First ace of the game for UPIS. 9-11 the score. Fighting Maroons trying to inch back here. And as I say that, a service error. Not what you wanted if you're UPIS. Back to serve for Ateneo is Antonio Avendano. Middle blocker for the Blue Eagles. Still targeting the UP Libero Mendoza. And that's going to be an error. Prince Jimenez straight into the net. Ateneo this season hasn't won a set. UPIS, on the other hand, has picked up a set win. Again, that was against La Salle Zobel on opening day. As an error on Avendano. Point goes to UPIS. Now it's Marco Bamba up to serve for the Fighting Maroons. Targeting Rivera. And that's Rivera getting blocked. Julio Pinga getting his arms across. That's the first kill block for UPIS in season or in set 1. 2-point Ateneo lead. Castillo shanks the pass. Rivera able to make do. Out of system, Ethan Rivera punches that one through a couple of blockers. You see him there getting a couple of words in with Coach Babes Castillo. Blue Eagles still up by 3. their captain, Lucas Garcia, up to serve. Targeting Marco Bamba this time. Ethan Rivera rewarding that great serve. Overpass, Ethan Rivera lying in wait to convert at the net. Here's Lucas Garcia again. Better pass from Mendoza as Jimenez couldn't convert on the other side. Justino Sayan. He's been the most consistent Fighting Maroon here in set number 1. That's his 4th point of the game. We'll have a service specialist up here for the Fighting Maroons. This is Teren Villanueva, who will serve and sweep for Julio Pinga. Coach Sancho Chuacuco trying to extract every bit of advantage here. Rivera, he goes off the block, saved by the Fighting Maroons. Chance ball. Ateneo, they go to the middle. And the set to Macacero was a little short. He couldn't adjust. So another error for the Blue Eagles. That'll give Teren Villanueva another shot at service here. Back set and a block. Manfred Rosete, the UP captain, with the reaction. Terrific double block that time from Rosete. And I believe that was Prince Jimenez. Now just a 1-point Ateneo lead. Garcia sets up Rivera again, but this time Rivera, that block may have affected the mindset that time, as Rivera swings into the net. Villanueva, the service specialist, doing the job here. His team down by 4, now it's tied. As it's the Ocampo's turn to give up an error. Couldn't adjust to that Garcia set. Now it's UPIS with the lead midway through set number 1. Timeout, Coach Babes. The Blue Eagles were up by as much as 5 earlier in set number 1. Now UPIS have scored 5 consecutive points. It looks like Ateneo will make a couple of substitutions here. It's Emmanuel Cervantes checking in. There's the setup. Tudeo Ocampo goes over the block. It's dug by Villanueva. To the other side. Prince Jimenez. Great placement on the hit. Catching the Ateneo libero, Jaime Avila. Flat-footed that time. 2-point lead UPIS. Now they're in control. Avila, better pass here. Garcia to the middle. Still no connection here for Ateneo. The Blue Eagles just having trouble even getting that ball across. A 3-point Fighting Maroons lead. Errors piling up here for Ateneo. De Ocampo will get a swing. Did he go off the block? Yes, he did. So De Ocampo will end that UPIS run. But the Fighting Maroons have carved out a 2-point lead late in set number 1. Is Carol De La Rosa serving for Ateneo. Quick play for the Fighting Maroons. Manfred Rosete powering that one through. A little power tip, just enough tempo to score that point. 3-point UPIS lead. Service error. Justine Husayan has done plenty of good things here in set number 1. One of the few mistakes from him so far. Now it'll be Emmanuel Cervantes serving for the Blue Eagles. Bamba setting up Jimenez. Overcooks that hit. Juicy set for him. May have done a little too much with it. Ateneo will take it. Only down by 1 now. Blue Eagles. Do they have a run in them? They go back to Jimenez here. Coverage was there for Ateneo. Castillo goes off the block. And he scores. Xavier Castillo providing a crucial point for Ateneo. Now we're tied at 19. Cervantes targeting Husayan. Rosete, tip red. Castillo popped up by Villanueva. That one ricochets to the UP side. UP fans in attendance here in the Paco Arena. Ateneo now scored 3 consecutive points. Now they're ahead. Back and forth we go. A topsy-turvy set number 1. Short serve this time from Cervantes. As that one a block. Antonio Avendano getting a touch that time. And the Blue Eagles have come all the way back. 4 consecutive points for Ateneo. UPIS were ahead by 3 points earlier. Now it's Ateneo back on top. 21-19. Another short serve from Cervantes. And another error from Prince Jimenez. Fighting Maroons leaking points. Much to the delight of the Blue Eagles. Ateneo 3-point lead, 3 points away from taking set number 1. Continuing to target Husayan. Back row hit from Bamba, no go. De Ocampo will get a swing. Right past Husayan. Not bad for a kid that just learned volleyball last year. Ranedel De Ocampo puts Ateneo at 23. 23-19 the lead for the Blue Eagles, as Cervantes has been living here in the service line. Bamba to Jimenez. Coverage is there. Ateneo sends it back. Bamba back to Jimenez. And finally, he converts. Fighting Maroons get that much needed side out. 23-20 the score. Do the Fighting Maroons have one more run in them? Ateneo just needs 2 more points here. On the pass was De La Rosa. Castillo. Fireball. Just getting it past a couple of Fighting Maroons blockers. Now they're at set point. A 4-point cushion here for Ateneo. 1 more point to take set 1. Bamba to the outside. Marco Bamba was dug. De Ocampo from the back, no go. A chance ball here for Ateneo. Garcia to the outside, Castillo. No good. Back row hit. Jimenez was popped up. Back row hit from De La Rosa was too strong. Fighting Maroons will get a side out here. They need 3 points here to extend the set. His coach, Hans Chuacuco, will have another service specialist come in. This time for Manfred Rosete, it's Zach Escalao. Now, he's been playing this service specialist role all season. Now, a crucial juncture for Escalao. Serving way wide. And that will end set number 1. And what a way to end it. An error from UPIS, indicative of how that opening frame went. Just too many mistakes from the Fighting Maroons. And the Blue Eagles capitalize. They take set number 1, 25-21. We'll be back with set number 2. There you have our set 1 statistics. A battle of attrition between UPIS and Ateneo. Again, this is going to be a battle of limiting errors. UPIS had 13, Ateneo with 10. That was mostly the difference in set number 1. Can the Fighting Maroons limit their mistakes here in set number 2? Try and tie this up, try and extend the match. Again, two teams searching for that elusive win number 1 in season 88. Xavier Castillo on your screens, 5 points already. He's about to have a big day. They need his scoring today. On the other side, Prince Jimenez had hit a rough stretch towards the end of set number 1. And giving up errors. Can he recover? Already with 4 points. As we're just about ready to get things going here in set number 2. Migs Flores bringing you the game on Pilipinas Live. The final game here in round number 1. Marcus Bamba will serve for UPIS. Garcia will go to the middle, an error for Ateneo. It's an error for Zach or for Isaac Macasero. Back on the service line, Marcus Bamba. Our linesman says that one just hit the line. So point goes to UPIS. Garcia sets the middle, and this time Macasero converts. Isaac Macasero. 2-1 the score. Now Garcia will be up to serve here for Ateneo. Targeting the libero. Bamba to the outside. Justine Jimenez, the hit and the twirl. Or Justine Husayan, excuse me. One blocker to beat. Took full advantage. De Ocampo with a quick reply. Ranidel De Ocampo also having a tremendous game today. Late contributions from him in set 1 allowed Ateneo to take the opening frame. Shank pass here. Jimenez will give up a chance ball. Garcia back set. De Ocampo had to adjust. There's Husayan. Justine Husayan out of system, still in form. Now it's the Fighting Maroons who have an early lead in set number 2, 4-2 the score. Bringing up Julio Pinga. And an ace. Fighting Maroons coming out with some fire here in set number 2. Early 3-point lead. As that one served out. That's going to be the first service error for UPIS in set number 2. Bringing up Isaac Macasero for the Blue Eagles. Bamba to the outside. Jimenez targeting the inside arm of the Ateneo middle, Antonio Avendano. Getting that one through. Now it's Justin Husayan up to serve. Garcia to the outside. Castillo. That one hit all net. Now it's the Blue Eagles grasping for form. Giving up consecutive errors this time. Rivera on the pass. Vendano had to tip that one over. Jimenez picked up. Ateneo. That one won't work. Rosete blocked. Great touch from Avendano blocking the UP captain. Now it'll be Ranidel de Ocampo serving for Ateneo. Bamba to the outside. Garcia sent that one back. Husayan from the back row. Justin Husayan finding his rhythm here in set number 2. Now it'll be Prince Jimenez up to serve for UPIS. Garcia to Castillo. It's popped up by Husayan. The return goes back to Ateneo though. Chance ball UP. Marcos Bamba to the outside to Marco Bamba. Now it's his turn to tee off on the UP blockers. The lead for UPIS grows to 5, 9-4. Jimenez targeting Avila. Back row hit. Rivera gets that one off the hands of Rosete. Stopping the run. Nine to 5 the score. Ateneo still down by 4 points. Now here's Castillo. That service was dangerous in set number 1. It'll earn a chance ball for Ateneo here. Rivera smacks that one. Picked up by Jimenez. Husayan gets some help from the net. Ateneo though will get it back over. Chance. Bamba to Marco. Castillo calmly digs it. Long rally. Pancake save from Husayan. And Marco Bamba punctuates that rally. Fighting Maroons a little quicker to the ball. A little more energy in set number 2. Showing some more sense of urgency. Gunning for win number 1. Garcia. And Rivera hits line. Ateneo will stop the bleeding again, but this UP lead continues to inflate. Avendano serving for Ateneo, trailing by 4. Into the net. Again, both teams had double-digit errors in set number 1. UPIS had 13, Ateneo had 10. And so far in set number 2, the Blue Eagles have definitely surrendered more giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, back-to-back service errors from both our teams. Now Lucas Garcia will serve for the Blue Eagles. And this time targeting Mendoza. UPIS that time, first referee Justin Cruz saying that one was inside. Fighting Maroons keep their lead at 5. Now it's Marco Bamba serving. Targeting Castillo. Garcia sets up the Ocampo. That one way too strong. And the Ocampo definitely a little too under that ball. Didn't get the best contact on it. 5-point UP lead. Or a 6-point UP lead. Goes back to 5 after that Bomba service error. Ethan Rivera up to serve for the Blue Eagles. Service error. So Ateneo not going to help themselves with those types of mistakes. UPIS, can they hang on though? They did have a lead late in set number 1 and allowed Ateneo to rally back. And an ace! Julio Pina. That high looping serve. Ateneo let it go. But it hit the line right on. Spot on serve from Julio Pina. Another high serve. This time that one definitely out. Blue Eagles will have Isaac Macasero up to serve. Macasero targeting Bamba. Rosete. His tip was picked up. Chance here, UPIS. Husayan goes off the block. Whistle blown. And a net touch spotted by our first referee. So the run continues for UPIS. Timeout Ateneo. Marco Bamba and the Blue or the Fighting Maroons have wrestled control of set number 2. Now up by 7 points. Castillo goes off the block. Coverage is there. Castillo again. Picked up by UP. Jimenez. Full extension from Prince Jimenez. Now an 8-point UPIS lead. They're running away here with set number 2. Coach Babes Castillo will try and find answers from the bench. As Carol De La Rosa checks in for Ateneo. De La Rosa immediately targeted. And an ace for UP. Fighting Maroons doubling up on Ateneo, 9-18. And the run ends for UPIS. Justin Husayan just serving into the net. Still an 8-point UPIS lead. 18-10. Bamba on the reception. Jimenez. That one trickles along the net and falls right on the line. Prince Jimenez now getting some help from the tape. He continues to put UPIS ahead big. And targeting Carol De La Rosa again. Another ace off De La Rosa. So that's enough from him. Coach Castillo will replace him with Ethan Rivera. 20-10 the lead. High mountain to climb here if you're Ateneo. A comfortable lead if you're UPIS. Husayan with a fancy pickup. And Marco Bamba teeing off on the block. That's going to be Ateneo's final timeout. They're down by 11. Fighting Maroons 4 points away from leveling this one at a set apiece. 21-10 is the lead for UPIS. Rivera on the reception. Garcia goes to Avendano. Good dig from UPIS, but a chance ball. As De Ocampo, that one hit way out. That's going to be a point of emphasis definitely in the break between sets. Not unless UPIS or not unless Ateneo can make a miraculous comeback here, down by 12. Garcia sets up Castillo. Combination works for Ateneo. And those types of plays have been missing here for Ateneo in set number 2. Xavier Castillo, he has a pretty good serve. Fighting Maroons only 3 points away from taking set number 2. Husayan on the pickup. Back row. Jimenez dug up. That first touch, a dangerous one from Marco Bamba. Immediately apologizing. And Ateneo immediately capitalizes. So a break for the Blue Eagles. 10-point UP lead still. Sharp serve from Castillo. Jimenez able to get a swing, but it's way out. But our first referee, Justin Cruz, spots a block touch. So it'll be point UPIS. Coach Hans Chuacuco again will have a serve specialist come in for Matrosete. It'll be Teren Villanueva doing the serving and sweeping duties here for Fighting Maroons. Ateneo also wanting to make a change. Ranidel De Ocampo will check out. Lawrence Melindo checks in. Double sub with Garcia checking out and Enzo Mendoza coming in for the Blue Eagles. Here's Villanueva on the serve. Great pickup from Avila. Mendoza or Melindo couldn't put that one away. Castillo, his dig goes into the stands. Fighting Maroons at set point. So as we anticipated, this one's going to be back and forth. UPIS making their move here in set number 2. And an ace will cap off set 2. Teren Villanueva comes in and puts the bow on set number 2 for UPIS. 25-12 is the score. We'll be back with set number 3. These are your statistics from set number 2. Comfortable UPIS win. Not a lot of errors from both sides, but the Fighting Maroons definitely executing better. Finding their rhythm, 12-5 on attacks, a big one, and 6 aces. Tough to get over if you're Ateneo. The Blue Eagles, they need more from their leading scorers. Both Ethan Rivera and Xavier Castillo both have 5 points. On the other side, UPIS have had several good contributions. Justin Husayan having a great game. Prince Jimenez right on your screens with 9 points. There's Ethan Rivera. Blue Eagles definitely gonna need to set him up better. As we welcome you to set number 3. We're tied at the set apiece. Ateneo and UPIS capping off round number 1 of the UAAP Season 88 Boys Volleyball Tournament. Almost an ace from Avendano. And Fighting Maroons get a break. Marco Bamba converting in transition or out of system. Now here's Bamba on the serve. Straight to the net. Lucas Garcia, Ateneo captain. How does he respond now to a bit of adversity? Out of system, Husayan right on the line. And Justin Husayan making the most out of that situation. Not the best set for him, but still able to improvise, finding the angle. Here's Pinga with the serve. And our second referee, Camila Banto, spots a net touch. Trying to get a clarification here. Net touch was on the UPIS, so it'll be point Ateneo. Tied at 2. Ethan Rivera with 5 points so far. Marcus Bamba back set, a beauty, but Husayan couldn't put it away. Marcus Bamba, another chance here. Who else? Prince Jimenez with a cross-court kill. Keeping UPIS ahead here. This will be a crucial set number 3. Could swing momentum in a tied match. 1 set apiece. 2 winless teams in Season 88. Out of system, Ateneo. And an error from Castillo. Last thing you needed. So the Blue Eagles leaking points here. How do they patch up the ship? Fighting Maroons have been really good at capitalizing. Great serve from Husayan. Bamba to the back row. That one out. Marco Bamba swinging long. Now it's RDO, Ranidel de Ocampo. Up to serve. Targeting Husayan. Marcus Bamba jump set. That one slowed down by the Ateneo block. Castillo go for the angle, no go. De Ocampo will set Castillo again. Great pickup from Bamba. As Jimenez couldn't convert. Castillo again, long rally here. Marcos Bamba tried to set the middle. Rosete not ready for it. As that one from Ateneo, Avendano didn't get the best contact on it. That one goes out. Fighting Maroons get side out. 5-3 their lead. And their leading scorer, Prince Jimenez, now in double figures with 10 points. Targeting Rivera. Opposite spiker, Emmanuel Cervantes. Starting set number 3 for Coach Babes Castillo. Making an impact. His first attack point of this encounter. Now here's Emmanuel Cervantes. Targeting Husayan still. Marco Bamba goes off the block. High ball. Castillo denied by Rosete. Manfred Rosete, the blocking. Staying resilient. The key part of that rally. Manfred Rosete, a former UPIS basketball player before transitioning to becoming a part of the volleyball team. And an ace for him. The captain pushing UPIS ahead by 3. So it's again the Fighting Maroons affording themselves a great start in set number 3, just like set number 2. Another ace. Some miscommunication that time between Cervantes and the libero Garcia. Back-to-back aces, 3 consecutive points for Manfred Rosete. Here's the delivery again. Avila keeps it in play. A block from Pingol. Chance UPIS. Bamba goes over the block. And it'll go back to UPIS. A chance ball. Great save Ateneo. Pinga just does enough. Pinga with the offhand, off script. And it still works for UPIS. Timeout Ateneo. Fighting Maroons carving out a 5-point lead to start set number 3 after taking set number 2 decisively. Momentum staying on the side of the Fighting Maroons. Again, last season were winless. They're trying to pick up their first win of season 88. Facing their Katipunan neighbors in the Ateneo Blue Eagles. As Rosete maybe lost his rhythm from the service line. Serves out. Now it'll be Xavier Castillo. He has a really good running serve. Can he spark a rally here? Targeting Husayan. Great pickup. Bamba. Avila with a dig. Avendano. That one was across his body, behind his head. Antonio Avendano getting that point. Back-to-back conversions from Ateneo. They're trailing by 3. Here's Castillo. Into the net. The Fighting Maroons just finding their rhythm here in set number 2 and 3. They've been able to execute their offense better. Mostly thanks to this guy, Marcos Bamba. And as I say that, he serves wide. That's his 3rd service error of this match. Now Antonio Avendano back up to serve for Ateneo. Avendano targeting Jimenez. As Husayan, power tip won't work. And Rivera tried to swing over the block, but it winds up outside Point goes to UP. 11-7 the score. Now our visitor at the service line is Marco Bamba. De Ocampo, quick hit. And Pinga gave up on that one. Now no coverage. And Ranidel De Ocampo now playing middle blocker for Ateneo, converting that quick hit. Lucas Garcia trying to serve Ateneo back into this one. Still targeting Bamba. Husayan, full extension, net touch. Excuse me, that was Prince Jimenez. Scraping the net. A little too aggressive on the approach. 11-9 the score. So it's now UPIS leaking points. 11-9, Lucas Garcia up to serve. A whistle blown. Camille Abanto, our second referee, spots a rotation error for UPIS. So a glimmer of hope, a shine of light here for Ateneo in set number 3, only down by 1. 11-10. Team captain Lucas Garcia still serving. Marcos Bamba goes outside and Husayan or Prince Jimenez ending the Ateneo rally. 12-10 the score. Much closer. Set number 3 between Ateneo and UPIS. Serve from Pinga, way out. Blue Eagles catch a break. Can they capitalize? It'll be Ethan Rivera up to serve for the Blue Eagles. Back set, Husayan. Picked up by Garcia. Here's the save. Chance ball, UPIS. Marcos Bamba sets the back row, blocked by De Ocampo. As Husayan powers that one through. Justine Husayan keeping UPIS up by 2. Now, Husayan up to serve. Targeting Avila. Garcia will set the outside. Castillo had to reach for that one, but able to get it across. So back and forth we go. Ateneo and UPIS exchanging haymakers. 13-12 the score. Ateneo down by 1. De Ocampo with a high looping serve, and it goes out. Service has been a problem for Ateneo today. Really haven't consistently hit their marks. Jimenez, Rivera on the pickup, Castillo. Jimenez keeps it alive. It will be sent over by Bamba. Chance, Garcia to Avendano. It's picked up as Marco Bamba. Rivera there, Rosete on the tip. Second try, Manfred Rosete. Manfred Rosete using that second jump. Sticking to it and keeping UPIS ahead, 15-12. Serve from Prince Jimenez. It's Castillo, that one bounces off the net. Rosete, Avila with the save. Castillo, did that one cross? No, it didn't. First referee, Justin Cruz on the call. That one definitely didn't cross. So back-to-back points for UPIS. Their lead grows to 4. Coach Babes Castillo calls timeout. Grabe yung final. Teren Villanueva ended set number 2 with an ace. Can he make an imprint here in set number 3? Targeting Rivera. And that's an ace. It looks like Castillo and Garcia had some miscommunication. Neither player taking responsibility for the second touch. So that'll be an ace for Villanueva. Rivera with the up. Castillo on the combination. So Ateneo have been able to execute those types of plays today, but just not consistently. They've come few and far in between. And Xavier Castillo and the Blue Eagles need more of that if they hope to make a comeback here in set number 3. Fighting Maroons ahead 19-14. Make that 20-14 after the Castillo service error. Marcus Bamba up to serve for the Fighting Maroons. So full front line for UPIS with their setter in the back row. Rivera, triple block. Chance ball, Fighting Maroons, back set. Husayan. Justin Husayan has had some great swings here in this one. Soaring and scoring. It looks like Coach Babes Castillo will try something out here with Carol De La Rosa and Enzo Mendoza checking in for the Blue Eagles. They're replacing his 2 outside spikers as Bamba serves out. 21-15 the score. Fighting Maroons only 4 points away from taking set number 2. This is going to be the closest they come to a win if they take set 3. As Antonio Avendano serving here in a crucial juncture for Ateneo. Fighting Maroons catch a break. 22-15 now. De Ocampo gets a swing. It's popped up by Husayan. Garcia to the outside. De La Rosa can convert. A block, but a net touch. A Blue Eagle scraped the net. UPIS 23-15 the score. You can hear the excitement in the UPIS crowd. Momentum building, hitting fever pitch here in set number 3. Bamba to the middle. That one way low. So an error will bring up Lucas Garcia. Can the Blue Eagles shake this one off? Make a comeback of epic proportions, down by 7. Marcus Bamba back set. Husayan off the hands of De Ocampo. A chance. De La Rosa. Straight to the net though. So point will go to UPIS. They're at set point with 8 set points to work with. And looks like Coach Hans Chuacuco tried to get a service specialist in here for Julio Pinga, but a little too late. So Pinga will serve for the set. The setup, Cervantes off the hands. Fighting Maroons transitioning. No one coming up for that third touch. Cervantes, sharp hit, no go. Jimenez picked up by Avila. De La Rosa off the block. Getting that one off the hands of Justine Husayan. Fighting Maroons still have 7 set points to work with as Carol De La Rosa up to serve for the Blue Eagles. Here's Bamba to the outside. And Prince Jimenez caps set number 3. After letting go of a lead in set number 1, Fighting Maroons have come roaring back. They've taken the last 2 sets decisively. Set number 3 goes to UPIS 25-17. There you see the set statistics from the third frame. Fighting Maroons with another decisive win, just out-executing Ateneo. 11-6 on attack points, not to mention 3 aces. They had 6 service aces in set number 2. Set number 3, not as much, but still 3 aces, a lot for the Fighting Maroons. It'll take a lot here for Ateneo to try and come back. Our leading scorers, Ateneo has Xavier Castillo and this guy, Prince Jimenez, topping all scorers with 12. Prince Jimenez, he knows the job is not done. So does Xavier Castillo. A lot of volleyball to be played here. 2-1, the set tally. Fighting Maroons can win this match here in set number 4. Ateneo trying to send this one to a decider. Welcome back here on the Filipinos Live app. Migs Flores bringing you Ateneo versus UPIS. 2 teams 0-6 to start season 88. Trying to get a win, a symbolic one. Something to stay optimistic about. Try and keep their hopes alive here in season 88. As Rivera, great dig from Bamba. Blue Eagles with another chance here. To the middle. And Macasero can convert. Macasero though on the block. So Ateneo opens set number 4. Lucas Garcia up to serve for Ateneo. Another shank pass. Ateneo goes to De Ocampo, who powers through the block. Looks like Ranidel De Ocampo back swinging at the right pin. Acting as opposite spiker for the Blue Eagles. 2-0 to start set number 4. Jimenez on the pickup. Husayan goes down the line. And our linesman says that one missed the line. So 3 straight points to start set number 4 for Ateneo. Husayan pops it up, and Marco Bamba, finger pointing, net touch. That's going to be spotted on a Blue Eagle. So Fighting Maroons get on the board here to set number 4. Again, last season in season 87, Ateneo took both of the games against UPIS. Those were their lone 2 wins of season 87. Trying to repeat that here in season 88, but it's UPIS who have the advantage in set tally here in their round 1 meeting, 2-1. But the Blue Eagles have a 4-1 lead. Early in set number 4, Ethan Rivera serving for Ateneo. He serves out. Here's Justine Husayan. He's been the spark for them offensively and defensively. Ooh. It looks like UPIS realized last minute that the wrong server was up. So it's Pinga serving. Macasero, dug up by Bamba. Husayan swings, picked up by Garcia. Now it's De Ocampo. And Pinga doing a good job avoiding that hit, allowing it to go outside. Fighting Maroons, down by 1 here. Julio Pinga trying to re-establish momentum for UPIS. They got off to hot starts in set number 2 and 3. Castillo goes off the hands. It'll stay alive here. Jimenez sends it back as Macasero dug up by UPIS. Another chance for Ateneo. Castillo, this time a better pickup. A chance to attack, and Jimenez was blocked. And Rosete couldn't keep it alive. Now it's Ateneo showing some signs of life in set number 4. Here's Isaac Macasero. Started this game but didn't play in set number 3. Bamba back set. And Husayan teeing off on the block. Full power behind that swing from Justine Husayan. Now he's up to serve. Back and forth here in set number 4. Castillo on the reception. De Ocampo couldn't put it away. And Rosete. Not the most powerful hit, but the tempo enough to get Manfred Rosete the point. UPIS captain coming up with crucial points today. Both from the serve, the block, and even his attacks have been timely. Garcia to the middle. And that one sails out for Avendano. Now the Fighting Maroons wrestle control of the lead. 6-5. Garcia to the middle. Ooh, no connection between Garcia and Avendano. And Coach Babes here looking to his bench, trying to find a solution, some answers. Husayan, great serve! An ace for Justin Husayan, their first here in set number 4. And it looks like Coach Babes will sub out Avendano. Back in is Emmanuel Cervantes, now playing middle blocker. Husayan on the serve, targeting Avila. Castillo, popped up by the UP Libero. That one, Marco Bamba. Looks like Marco Bamba may have injured his foot. Play continues. Jimenez picks that one up. Rivera reads that one well. Castillo on the hit. Great dig, a chance for UP. And a little too audacious on that attempt was Husayan. Coach Hans Chuacuco will call a timeout here. Marco Bamba limping out of the court. You see on your screens, Coach or Marco Bamba getting attended to by our arena medical staff right there on the sidelines. getting some treatment. He'll be replaced by James Gamon. Something to do with the right foot or leg of Marco Bamba. Let's hope he's okay. Fighting Maroons up by 2 in set number 4. These are officials here trying to get everything squared away. The wet spots wiped up. And play continues. Ranidel de Ocampo up to serve for Ateneo. Here's Bamba. And Jimenez. Oh, now he's limping. That's going to be an error for UPIS. But looks like Prince Jimenez still good to go. Looked like he landed awkwardly on his left leg. Fighting Maroons up by 1. Ateneo on the comeback trail. Here's the setup as Rosete scores for UPIS. Now this is going to be about willpower, about grit. Which team can survive the pressure? UPIS trying to end this one in set number 4. Ateneo trying to live to fight another set. De Ocampo from the back. It's picked up. But the dig was a little too tight from Prince Jimenez. Ateneo catches a break. Xavier Castillo continuing to serve. Straight to Husayan. As Gamon coming off the bench. Not the best approach from him, but still able to score on the hit. Apologizing to De Ocampo that time. Looked like he got De Ocampo on the face on that hit. So now Manfred Rosete coming to serve. Avila on the pickup. Garcia back set, but Cervantes couldn't put it away. Now Coach Bibbs Castillo up off his seat, trying to get Cervantes back into this one. And an ace! I believe that Manfred Rosete now has 4 aces today. Fighting Maroons definitely taking advantage of some poor, some shaky Ateneo service reception. At that time, Rosete straight to the net. Marcos Bamba, the setup, Gamon, high looping hit. Garcia to Rivera, straight into the block. Garcia, and it's De Ocampo's turn to give up an error. Four-point lead for UPIS. Marcos Bamba and the Fighting Maroons can feel it, finally ending that losing streak. Rivera on the reception, he gets it back. UPIS will transition as Jimenez comes up limping again. Rivera swings out. You can see Jimenez just trying to stomp out that left foot. Whatever is wrong with it, Prince Jimenez trying to fight through it as Ethan Rivera will check out. Carol De La Rosa will check back in. And Coach Babes just trying to find someone to step up here for Ateneo. As Bamba serving straight out. Ateneo captain Lucas Garcia, can he spark a rally from the service line? That one right on the line. Joven Mendoza let that one go, but it just hit the line. So an ace for Lucas Garcia. 14-11 the score. Jimenez on the reception. Jimenez will get it back here, and he's blocked. Ranidel de Ocampo with a huge denial. The roof set up on Husayan. So the Blue Eagles fighting back, only down by 2. Garcia. Straight to Jimenez or Husayan. Gamon had to tip that one over. De Ocampo, no go. Bamba, back row Jimenez. Picked up by Castillo. De La Rosa will swing. Chance for UP. Husayan, full power. Met at the net by Macasero and De Ocampo. The run continues for Ateneo. UP lead down to 1. Battle of Katipunan, battle for win number 1. Tense moments here at the Paco Arena. Bamba to Gamon. His tip just works. Just outside the purview of the Ateneo libero Avila. So first referee and Coach Sancho Wakuko having a conversation there, trying to see who was the correct server. It'll be James Gamon. Well, it's Marcus Bamba checking with the referee. First referee, Justin Cruz. So message received. Gamon will serve for UPIS. Targeting Castillo. De Ocampo sneaks that one through, just through the block of Pinga. That's Julio Pinga. It's De La Rosa now up to serve for Ateneo. And that's an error. Now UPIS will use one of their service specialists. Villanueva will come in for Pinga. Darren Villanueva, as he has in the first 3 sets, comes in here for Pinga to serve and sweep. Hans Chuacuco trying to create every bit of advantage he can. Garcia to the outside. Castillo way out. Looks like Justin Husayan also favoring something there. His left ankle or left knee. But Fighting Maroons, well, they're fighting through it. Injuries coming in the way of win number 1, but UPIS trying to establish momentum. Prince Jimenez pops off another one for Fighting Maroons. Timeout, Ateneo. Villanueva serving here for UPIS, up by 4. Castillo, cut shot, won't work. Back set, Husayan. Popped up, De Ocampo will send it over, Husayan. Faked everyone out there. UPIS can smell it. They're up by 5, 19-14. 6 points away from breaking an extended losing streak, earning win number 1 in season 88. Back set as De Ocampo will score. UPIS in the midst of a 20-game losing streak here in the boys volleyball tournament. They won their last game of season 86, but have lost all their games in season 87 and their first 6 games in season 88. Service from Ateneo. Jimenez had to track that one down. It will be an error. So a couple of errors given up here by UPIS. Ateneo still in this one. Fighting Maroons can't get comfortable. Blue Eagles still right around the corner. Down by 3. Bamba sets up Jimenez. It goes off the hands. Prince Jimenez has been the go-to guy for UPIS today. Trying to lead his team to win number 1. An ace! Justin Husayan has also been putting in work. 21-16 the score. UPIS faithful here in the Paco Arena, feeling it. You can feel the energy rising. And as I say that, a point for Ateneo. That was Emmanuel Cervantes on the conversion. (21-17). Ranidel De Ocampo serving for Ateneo. Back set. Husayan right on the line. What a hit from Justin Husayan. That was out of system. And Coach Babes Castillo will burn his final timeout of set number 4. To 17 the score. Fighting Maroons 3 points away from stealing their first win of season 88. Castillo on the hit. He sneaks it just past Villanueva. Ateneo stays alive. 22-18 with Xavier Castillo. He's a pretty good server. That running serve has befuddled UP here. Can it spark a rally? Husayan on the pickup. Gamon dug up by Castillo. Rivera picked up. Back row. Prince Jimenez with the sleight of hand. A little trickery. Right in the last second. Getting that tip through. As Julio Pinga will check back in to replace the service specialist Teren Villanueva. Now Manfred Rosete, the UP captain. 3rd season playing for the Fighting Maroons. Serving here. 2 points away from win number 1. Avila on the reception. Castillo straight to the net. Match point Fighting Maroons. Here's Rosete. Garcia over on 2. Calmly extending this match. Here's Cervantes. Picked up the bump as Gamon. That was way too tight. That'll be an error. So another set point, another match point saved by the Blue Eagles. As Emmanuel Cervantes will continue to serve. To the middle. And Julio Pinga caps the win. Fighting Maroons get their first win in boys volleyball since season 86. The relief on the faces of these young Fighting Maroons. They take it. The Battle of Katipunan, the battle for win number 1, goes to UPIS. It's been a tough season. Feeling overmatched against some of the contenders in season 88. But today, the Fighting Maroons get to call themselves winners. Ending round number 1, a tight duel between Ateneo and UPIS, and it's the Fighting Maroons who will take the day. You can see the reaction. Fighting Maroons, several of their key players fighting through injuries. Blue Eagles will walk out of the Paco Arena today, still in search of win number 1. What a terrific performance from everyone on UPIS. Justin Usayan, Manfred Rosete, Marcus Bamba, everyone doing their part here to get win number 1. You're going to see our confirmation of our final scores. Fighting Maroons take it. They drop set number 1, 21-25. But they take the next 3 sets. Terrific win for the UPIS Fighting Maroons. And the player of the game today is Prince Evan Jimenez. 16 points for the young man, battling through injuries. Hope he's okay after that pileup. 16 points for Prince Jimenez. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to everyone on the Fighting Maroons.